happening, City Group? This is our first official getting to hang out in a lesson together for 2020. We are so excited that you are here. We think it's a big deal. We know you could have done anything else with this little bit of time on your weekend, but you chose to come and hang out. And I honestly think if you really lean into City Group, it could be the best decision that you make for this year, this new year, 2020. Man, we're so excited you're here. If I haven't gotten the chance to meet you yet, my name is Sarah. My husband and I are the Next Gen pastors here at Radiant Church, and we love getting to do what we do. We think we have the most fun job on the planet because we get to hang out with you guys, and you guys are awesome. So thank you so much for hanging out today. I hope you've had a good time. The whole point of City Group is to give you a space to connect and find community. So I hope you're finding that. I hope you got to hang out, maybe meet some new people, hang out with some people you've known for forever. But man, we're just so excited you're here. I hope you know that God has big plans for you this year in 2020, and we want to kick off a new series that I honestly think if you can lean into this idea, it could be the game changer for the rest of your life. I really believe that if you understand the concepts we're going to be talking about the next couple weeks, if you really delve into this and you say, you know what, I'm going to apply it, I'm going to figure this thing out, it can be the difference for the rest of your life. Like it literally could be a game changer. The rest of your life could look completely different because of this one decision and this one topic that we're going to talk about. Do you guys not know what it is? Cool, we're going to take a second first before we talk about what it is, and I want to tell you guys a story about me. So when I was in, I think it was late middle school, maybe 8th or 9th grade going into high school, I remember I was hanging out with my friends, and if you know me, you know that I like to sit on the floor. I know it's weird, I know it's just not a normal thing, but I do that. And so I sat on the floor one time while we were all hanging out at church, and I remember my friend looked at me. He was one of my very, very best friends. He looked at me and he said, "Sarah, you are so awkward." And I remember sitting there, obviously on the ground, and those words really cut deep for me because feeling awkward was kind of an insecurity of mine anyway. Any other people that feel like a little awkward sometimes. And when he called it out, man, it just cut so deep. And those words stuck with me for a long time. They really stuck inside of my soul. So the next couple weeks, we're going to be talking about our words. Words are so important. And I think if we can understand the power in them, the rest of our life can be so much better for it. So there's a verse in the Bible we're going to focus on. It's Proverbs 18:21, and it says this: "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." The tongue, our words, literally have the power of life and of death. And we've seen that, right? Have you guys ever had somebody that just said something to you and man, it made your day? Anybody have a moment like that? Maybe they complimented your shoes, they complimented your outfit. You know, John and I are runners, and if they ask me about running or they say, "Hey, I've seen that you've been running, that's awesome," it just makes my day. It means the world to me. Or if they compliment something about you, maybe you say you're funny or you're inspiring or, you know, you just make me want to be a better person. All those things, don't they make you feel so good? They literally bring life into your soul, don't they? But then isn't the opposite also true? Have you ever had someone say something and man, it just ruins the rest of your class, the rest of your week maybe? Anybody have that happen? I know I have. Those, have you guys seen those filters on Instagram going around like which Disney character are you or what's going to happen in your life in 2020? Maybe you got something and it seems so small, but maybe just the words on that screen really affected you and they just hit really, really deep. Our words are so important. And I think if you can understand how to use your words well, the rest of your life will be forever impacted. So we are leaders here at Radiant Students and at City Group, and leaders are note takers because note takers are world changers. So if you guys want to take notes today, I've got 3 points for you and then we'll be done. So the first thing, we're going to talk about the difference between death speakers and life speakers. We want to speak life here at Radiant. And so the first thing is that death speakers, they point out negativity. Life speakers point out positivity. You know, Pastor Aaron has this series that we did a while back, and it's called Gold Diggers. Now, I'm not telling you to be a gold digger, but the whole concept is that anybody can look at dirt and see dirt and point out the dirt. It's not hard to do that. But it really takes someone to be intentional to find the gold inside the dirt. And we want to be those people that when you're looking at people, anybody can point out the things that are negative about a situation or about their life or maybe about a class that you're in. It's easy to be negative, right? And it's so easy to get caught in that trap of just, oh man, that test was so hard, that teacher's so mean, that person smells so bad, or whatever it is. It's so easy to point out negativity, and we don't want to do that because that's speaking death into a situation. We want to do the opposite, and we want to find and pull out the positivity. Man, even if that class is hard, thank the Lord we get to do the class together. The test was hard. Aren't you so glad it's done? Find something to be positive about. Start speaking positivity into your situation, into your families, into your home, into your classes. Find a way to be the person that speaks life into others. Don't just see the dirt. Find the gold. So the first thing is that death speakers point out negativity, but life speakers, what we want to be, they point out positivity. So that's the first point. The second point is that death speakers point out hurt, but life speakers bring out healing. So those who don't control their words, and I'm sure you've been on the other receiving end of this, they hurt people, don't they? Just not even realizing that they hurt people. They just bring out hurt because they're not thinking about the way that their words affect people. But if you understand the power of your words, you can bring out healing. It says in Proverbs chapter 16, verse 24, that kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the bones. You know, if you smile every single morning for 15 to 30 seconds, God actually wired our bodies that it forces your brain to be happy. It gives you a positive outlook. And I wonder what would happen if we went into every conversation, in every single situation, saying, I want to make people smile for 15 to 30 seconds by just bringing out healing, by looking and saying something positive about them. And I wonder what would happen, how much healing would happen in the deep parts of all of our lives and in the world around us if we just started wanting people to smile while they were with us. Because it forces you and them, if you just smile, to release happy chemicals in your brain, because that's how God wired us, so we could walk in with a positive attitude. So try to do that. Make that your goal, to help people smile. And you smile when people say encouraging things, right? You smile when people point out positive things and you get a compliment. So we don't want to point out hurt. We want to bring out healing. That was point number 2. And this last one is that death speakers are silent, but life speakers are encouraging always. You know, we have a saying here, being on staff at Radiant Church, don't just think it, say it. You know, a lot of times we think about complimenting someone and we're like, oh, they probably heard that today. Or, oh, you know, I feel awkward. It'd be more awkward to give them the compliment. And, you know, maybe sometimes your anxiety kicks in and you just don't know how to compliment someone well and you get too nervous. If you think something positive, just say it. Be encouraging. You guys know you can never be over-encouraged, right? Like, no one can compliment your outfit too many times or your new haircut too many times. No one can say positive things about you too much. We love feeling encouraged. So what if you made it your mission, your absolute life mission, that when you think something positive about someone, you're going to say it. You're going to just go out and say, hey, your hair looks great today. Hey, you made me laugh. Thank you. I needed that today. What would happen if we just wanted to make every single person feel valued and loved? You know, you want to be around people that make you feel good. And encouraging people makes them feel good. So I think the best way to find the best kind of community is to be a person that makes everybody else feel loved and encouraged. Watch how people will just swarm to your Instagram if you make them feel positive and loved and encouraged and point out the positivity and the compliments that you have for them. So we're going to break into small groups and we're going to talk about the importance of our words. So I'm going to challenge you to show up in those small groups and to open up. Really challenge yourself and listen to the words that you're speaking and find ways that we can really start to speak life into situations so that we can just make the world around us a better place. We love you guys. Enjoy your small group time.